How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. This video is 10 steps to quitting alcohol for good. The first step is preparation. I think you can't really do much in life without preparing yourself and preparing yourself well for the things that you expect to happen to you. You know, it gets you ready for whatever's going to come up. It settles your expectations and sets your expectations for what's going to happen. It provides you with a good idea of what kind of things to expect in your mind and how to prepare your mind, what kind of things to expect in your environment and how to effectively prepare your environment, and what kind of things to expect from the people around you and how to get the best out of them into the long run. The second one is to make a commitment. Now, I don't think you can move forwards with this if you don't make 100% commitment. 99% commitment is not good enough. I think you have to be 100% committed to never putting alcohol into your body again. You know, I think that's a prerequisite to moving forward, because if you don't, your mind is always going to have the opportunity to back out, right? You're always going to be able to say, well, you know, yeah, sure, I'll have a drink this weekend and I won't drink anymore. Or, you know, something's coming up and, you know, the pressure is going to be too much for me, and I'll have a drink and I'll stop after I come back. Or, you know, make excuses for yourself like that. And if you have 100% commitment and you say, regardless of what happens, right, regardless of who I meet, what happens in my life, what problems I come across, I am never, ever going to take another drink again. Once you have that 100% commitment to this task, you know, to quitting drinking alcohol, then you're one step further to getting rid of the alcohol out of your life. Another aspect is to have 100% responsibility. Now, you know, it's sort of you can say it's the same as having commitment, but it's basically your responsibility. Means it's your ability to respond. How can you respond? How can you take a situation, regardless of what that situation happens to be, and how can you move forwards? And to say to yourself that no matter what happens, it is 100% in your ability to respond. So having 100% responsibility means that you don't blame anything else. You don't blame somebody outside of yourself. You don't blame the environment. You don't blame the fact that your birthday has just come up. You don't blame that you've got a problem. You don't blame that the weather is just crap and you feel like crap and whatever. You know, the responsibility lies firmly at your doorstep and nowhere else. Step number 4 is to understand that no self-directed change is going to happen unless you actually make it happen, right? You know, change happens all the time. You know, things change in your life, things change in your environment, things change with the people around you, things change with the world around you, with the universe around you. You know, things are slowly ticking on and changing as you move on through life, but that's not self-directed change. It's change which is orchestrated by someone, whatever it is outside of yourself. Now, self-directed change is the only change where you get to make what you want happen. And if you don't direct that change, if you don't push it in the direction that you want it to go, then, you know, that change is not going to happen. You're not going to get those benefits. You're not going to be able to quit drinking alcohol, because quitting drinking alcohol not only necessarily means getting out of the mindset of a drinker, but pushing yourself into something different. And that all requires change, all requires persistent and consistent self-directed change. And just realize that you are the only person that can make that happen, the only one. Nobody else is going to make those changes for you. And nobody else can make those changes for you, even if they wanted to, which, you know, for most people, that's not going to happen. Now, once you've done all these other things, once you've done your preparation, you've got your expectations there, you have prepared your mind and the environment and the people around you, once you've taken and made that 100% commitment, once you've taking upon yourself the 100% responsibility for this, and once you understand that the only person who can move these changes forwards is you, then it's your time to make a date, right? To stick it on a calendar exactly when you're going to do this. Now, I think that one of the best times to do this is during your preparation phase, right? To think about when exactly is the right time to quit for you, right? You know, when's the opportune moment, the most opportune moment for you to say, right, this is it now. I'm sort of setting myself up for a time when I have little stress, I haven't got a lot of worries, there's no big celebrations or times coming up, and this is the date when I think I can, you know, give myself at least 30 days to stop this drinking, you know, to give it a go and to be committed for that 30 days, right? And once you do that, it sort of cements something in stone and gives you something to aim towards, you know. Now, I don't recommend that you give this any more than a couple of weeks, a month at the outset, you know. You know, for some people, there is just no opportune moment, right? There is no time when, you know, you might be working a stressful job, you might have a young family that you need to attend to, and that's stressful in and of itself, right? You might be a person who has got a lot of friends, and there's always something to celebrate. There's always a party to go to. There's always something to draw you away and draw you back into the alcohol life, right? But, you know, you have to understand that if you don't make this commitment now, when are you going to make it, you know? Because procrastination is one of the biggest reasons why people put this off. It's why you see people still smoking when they're in the 70s, right? It's still the reason why you see people in hospital beds with cirrhosis of the liver and all the other conditions and complications that come with putting this toxin into your body, is that they don't make the decision to do it. And they keep putting off the decision to do it. And the more they put it off, the longer the time span between one decision and the next gets, you know. So you have to make that date, put it on paper, write it down on a calendar, a big red X. You don't have to tell anyone what it's about, but you have to do it, right? So that's number 5, make a date. And number 6 is to visit your doctor if you want to, right? If this makes you feel more secure in yourself. If you've got any doubts at all about the medical state of yourself medically, right, then it's in your best interests to go and visit a doctor, right? Just for some advice. Now, as I said in one of the last videos, there are very few people who actually need to get medical attention, right? But medical advice is something completely different, and there's a lot of people who could benefit from that, right? And it means just going down to your doctor, having a chat with them, say, look, this is something that I want in my life. I feel like alcohol is not doing me any good, and I really want to quit, right? I want to stop drinking. You know, you don't have to tell them everything, but you have to tell them enough so that they can make give you proper advice, right? Because that's what you're there for. You're there for them to put your mind at rest that you can safely do this without going and putting yourself into a hospital. And most doctors are gonna say that to you. You know, most doctors will have enough knowledge to understand when you're in danger and when you're not in danger, right? So that's number 6. Go and visit your doctor if you need to. Number 7, the 7th step, is to actually take that first step and to step across the line. You know, you get to the day when you're finally going to quit, and you quit. You just don't drink any alcohol anymore. So it's as simple as that. Step number 7 is to take that first step and to step across that line. As the old saying goes, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with that one single step, and you can't take that journey. You can't begin on that journey unless you take that first step. You can't take the second step until you take the first step. You can't take the third step until you take the second step, and so on and so forth. This is the way it goes. So number 7, take that first step. Number 8 is to take it in chunks of 30 days, right? Now, why 30 days? 30 days is an ideal time. They reckon that you can get a lot of the habit uncovered. You can uncover a lot of your triggers and your cravings, and you can have them dealt with. You can get them out of the way within the first 30 days. It gives you experience of what it's like to not drink alcohol. You know, most of us, we don't know what it's like to not drink. It's just one of the problems of it. You know, when I stopped drinking, I've been drinking for 35 years almost, and I just didn't know what it was like to go out and to enjoy myself and to have fun, to socialize without alcohol. In the latter part of my life, the last 10 or 15, 20 years, I'd used alcohol for so many different areas of my life, from relaxation to problem solving to just getting out of my face because I was tired and I didn't want to face going home and sitting at home and being bored and all that kind of stuff. So alcohol just became a part of who I was. It became a part of my identity. So I didn't understand what it was like not to have that. And, you know, that in itself was very difficult. But those 30 days give you a grounding in what it's like not to drink alcohol, to be a whole 4 weeks without alcohol. It gives you 4 full weeks. It gives you 4 weekdays when you have to go to work and come home and go through your normal day-to-day routines. It gives you 4 weekends when you would otherwise be out enjoying yourself and, you know, having fun and partying or whatever it is that you do at the weekend, that you would normally do at the weekend. And it just gives you a good experience, a good ground base for carrying on. It also lets you know what some of your strengths are and what some of your weaknesses are. Now, you might uncover some things about yourself that you find you don't like, you know, that when I stopped drinking, I realized how bad my diet was. I realized how bad I was at getting exercise, and a lot of other things started to come to the forefront. It's like if you think about an onion, and when you look at an onion, it's got several layers of skin, and the alcohol, the behavior of alcohol is the outside layer. So once you peel that back, you start uncovering different things about yourself. You know, it's not all bad. You know, there are strengths as well as weaknesses. You know, within that month, you're going to uncover some strengths about yourself that you just didn't know you had, as well as the weaknesses, you know, and that's all part and parcel of the game. So I'm just saying that 30 days is an ideal number, and once you get to the end of the 30 days, you can start thinking about what you're going to do for the next 30 days. You know, it's going to allay a lot of the fears that you might have had about, you know, whether you can do this, whether you can go through weekends without doing this. It's going to allay a lot of the fears about, you know, the symptoms and the side effects that you might have expected to happen. You know, we're surrounded by a lot of bullshit, a lot of propaganda about why we drink and about the things that are going to happen to us when we stop drinking. And, you know, this can put the fear of God into a lot of people, you know. So quitting drinking for those 30 days gives you that ability to uncover a lot of these untruths and propagandas and all that kind of stuff. And then you can move on to the next 30 days and take another 30 days. You know, and by the time before you know it, you're going to be at 90 days, you're going to be at 6 months, you're going to be at a year. And then once you're at a year, you can start thinking about never quitting drinking alcohol again. You can think about this in the long term, you know, but 30 days gives you sort of a bit of room to maneuver. It gives you that ability to just look 30 days into your own future, that you don't have to take this as a lifetime commitment. Just commit to that 30 days first, and then once you've done the 30 days, commit to the next 30 days, and then once you've done that, commit to the next 30 days or the next 60 days. Then once you've got experience and you know you can do this. Number 9, and I think this is an important one, understand that every negative experience that you feel is just discomfort, right? It's not something that is going to kill you. It's a discomfort that will last momentarily, right? All these discomfort feelings, the cravings, the sleeplessness, the boredom, these are all momentary and they will pass, right? How much time it takes for them to pass is completely up to you, you know. At the end of the day, You can use the massive supercomputer that you've got up inside your head there to either lengthen the amount of time that it takes for this discomfort to pass or shorten it, right? You're in control. And we'll talk about that in one of the other videos coming up. And the final tip is to motivate yourself. Like I say, this is up to you. This is your brain, and you've got it within you to motivate yourself to do this, right? To carry on and to pursue the goals that you want to achieve, right? To put the alcohol into your mouth or not put the alcohol into your mouth. To sit there and wallow in self-pity when you get a craving, or to understand that it is a momentary thing and it's going to pass, right? It's your job, especially in the early days, to deprogram yourself from the bullshit, right, that you've been programmed with over years and years and years about alcohol and about quitting alcohol. And you're only going to do that through your own experience and through your own thinking, right, by changing your mindsets, by looking at things from a different perspective. And then once you've deprogrammed yourself, it's your job to reprogram yourself again, right, to fill in the blank spaces, to construct new habits in your life that are going to pull you forward so far away from alcohol that you won't even think about it again. You won't think about it in any longingful way. Anyway, it might come through your head as a passing thought, but that's about it. So that's 10 tips on how to put alcohol into your past forever. If you have any questions at all, you can send me an email at kevin@alcoholmastery.com. We've got a few courses as well on the website. One is on preparation and how to prepare for quitting drinking alcohol. There's about 85 videos in that. I'll leave the link down below in the PDF. There's also a course on how to stop drinking alcohol. Now this course goes through a lot of the bullshit, the propaganda and the deprogramming that you need to go through and put yourself through in order to put some distance, some initial distance between you and the alcohol, right? Between you and the alcohol behavior, between you and the alcohol thinking. And then we've got a course called the 30-Day Alcohol Reboot, which takes you through some preparation, through expectations and what to expect in your journey, and then leads you by the hand, step by step through the first 4 weeks, and afterwards what to do afterwards, right? So until the next video, my name's Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Stay safe and keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye now.